with all that out of the way, I'm now going to address the final question, which is, should you apply to VAllure? So let's take a look, because I've been saving this part. Let's take a look at what Gen 2 looks like. So by the way, so this is everyone that we were just seeing live. So we have Azura, we have Icy, one of the lolicons, Immy, one of the lolicons. I love how I went from saying lolicon coded to just, oh, they're lollies, because they just are. Mercy, the most say-so one, Shibi, and then we have Strawny. Strawny is DTL. And then Gen 2 was discussed a little bit. Cuffs, bows, medals, tails, guns, and brands. So it looks like Cuffs is going to be BDSM, pre-selected town. I wonder who that is. So there's 5 slots left. Bows, medals looks like some sort of dragon succubus thing. I'm getting a little bit of lolicon vibes. Tails, so, well, I don't know, looks like some kind of bird thing. Guns, we got some horns, and then we have brands, which is like, I guess, I don't know. I think that one might be lolicon too. I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing, right? So Xing out the 2 lolicons, because I have no interest in helping people become lollies. Tails looks kind of badass. I like Tails, and I hope Medals is not lolly, but I think she is, unfortunately. So the question really is, should you apply for VAllure? Because I've talked a little bit about the purpose of this stream being also to give advice and suggestions for people that want to apply. So got to keep that 33% lolly ratio. I'm going to say it right now. My opinion about the lolly stuff shifted significantly from, I guess they have some lolly type stuff going on, to, oh my God, it's just, they just straight up don't care as lolly stuff. So I think, first of all, obviously, if this bothers you, and I think for most people, there would be an aspect of, I don't know how I feel about that. Don't apply. Just like, I'm being straight. Like, don't. I know there's going to be some sex workers and performers out there who are like, I need the bag. I want the bag. What's your advice? And so here's what I say. For trans women, I think, because I'll start there, I think it's pretty obvious based on what you saw in the audition stream, how they feel about the issue of voices and having a female voice, having like sounding like a woman. I don't think they take the issue seriously. And I don't think you'd be treated with disrespect, but there might be a feeling of I think there would be a significant level of pressure to sound as cis-passing as possible with your voice. I don't even think my own voice, whether I'm talking like this in my streaming voice, or talking like this, like a mommy dom who wants to take care of you. My good little girl, my precious thing. You're so adorable. And I don't think even this voice would get into VAllure, because people come into my YouTube comments all the time asking if I'm trans or really a girl. And they ask if I'm just a boy. And I don't think they would want that, even though a lot of people think my voice is so attractive. So I think you have to basically, my read, and if someone from VAllure wants to come in and say, no, you're incorrect, is that they really want a cis-passing voice. So I do think it is not worth your time if you're a trans woman to apply. I hate to say it, but I think my voice would not even make it. And I feel like I have an okay voice. Like, I feel like mine, in terms of the like passing territory, I think it's decent. You know, it's like, it doesn't always pass, like, for people that are like super obsessed with trans women and like, oh, does it have the exact nasal inflection that proves she's transgender? But like, talking on the phone, I get gendered correctly, you know. The other thing I would say is this. I think there is a certain level of unprofessionalism that was shown in that stream. And I think the opportunity and income for them, for like working as talent for VAllure, will be good for your career, but I think it might come with certain cons, right? The fact that you cannot stream or create content out of VAllure, you are kind of locked into them. The fact that you must create F4M content, the fact that you are given a model with certain tags and you have to create to those tags. It is very easy to be having a certain brand as a VTuber if it's all self-directed, right? So I love being a dom, I love being a succubus, I love being a mommy, I love monster girls, I love giantesses, and I love vor, and I love futanari. So every time I pop in and do an ASMR, you know, even if it's a day where I'm like, I don't really want to work today, like I'm still cooking because I love what I do, and I love being this brand because this brand is me. Is today Trans Day of Visibility? Oh, it's what a fitting time. And I think the reality is when you work for an agency like this, it might in theory be fun to work for a lewd VTuber agency, but you are portraying a character. And so you are portraying a certain level of tags. And so you're going to have to accept that you are engaging in a certain level of loss of creative freedom that you would have still if you stayed and went indie. So, thank you for the 30 bits, Besmirk. Happy Trans Day of Visibility indeed. It's so fitting for today that we're having this conversation. So I would say for sure to be aware of that. Otherwise, I think, here's the thing. I think if you're a new talent, and I think if you want to get easy, quick access to the public spotlight, not easy, but just like quick access to a strong audience that you then further grind out content for, and you don't mind F for M, and you like the various models here, like, I think VAllure is a good opportunity still. I unfortunately have a very hard time recommending trans girls to audition. I think I have a very hard time recommending queer women to audition. I think it's very clear based on their, like, we're not doing F for F policy, and like their policy around like voices, quote unquote, sounding like a woman, that there's just a lot of straight cis focus, like in terms of clientele. And I think for a lot of people, it's just not going to be a fun time for you. Like, it's just not going to be a good agency for you. I think if you don't mind a straight audience, I think if like you're a cis woman who's just trying to get the bag, I don't really like, okay, like I think like, yeah, go for it, I guess. But I do feel like, here's my pitch, okay? They were correct to say that like an indie VTuber can still have the same level of success, and it's not like you need to work with VAllure to be successful. I do think that it is very hard to do all of this from scratch. I would not even be as popular as I am right now if I wasn't like already a journalist. So I've technically been grinding at what I'm doing for like 10 years now. Technically more, like really more like 12, if not even further. And I still think though that like, I think that being an indie VTuber, being an indie Lewdtuber means you have a lot of creative freedom and a lot of creative control. You can direct doing whatever content you are passionate about and want to do. You have the full, like, everything is in your hands. Both you have to learn how to do a lot of things, or you have to have the resources to, like, say, commission people for your avatar, or have connections to get an avatar. Like, say, if someone's going to offer to do one, like, in exchange for something, barter for something, you know, for free or something. But the level of full direction that it grants is unparalleled. I think it's really, really cool how I can be like this lesbian giantess, like succubus futa VTuber. And like, I'm successful at all those tags, right? Like, my futa content is successful. My giantess content is successful. My lesbian content is successful. Like, I'm just a growing VTuber. And at this point, like, all I gotta do is just like grind out the content, you know, just keep making ASMR, just keep streaming, just keep doing my thing. And like, people will show up. And like, I mean, like, look at this stream, right? Like, how many people do we even have in here? Like 30 people. Like, that's already like halfway to like the partner requirement. You know, I'm not that far off. So just like keep grinding and you'll get it. Grinding because Lewd, get it. But I think I don't fault people taking a shot, but I think you should see, based on the reaction to this whole entire, like, everything, there has been a lot this stream where my chat and myself have been like, oh no, this is not good. This is not good. And I think you should keep in mind that, like, I think there's some stuff that is just rubbing me the wrong way about VAllure in terms of professionalism and their stance on queer content, and like trying to reach that greatest common denominator at the expense of trans people at the expense of lesbians. So that is what I have to say. I think like if you really want the bag, go for it. I think you can be just as successful while maintaining full creative freedom without it. But if like you are looking to get that stable full-time VTubing, lewdtubing work, 3.3K a month, all of the shit that's bothered us during the stream doesn't bother you. I mean, like, I think you are setting yourself up for like potentially some of the issues we've talked about, like what happens when a better lewdtubing agency comes about with more resources and a better strategic model. But if you are really passionate about working with this company, I don't think it's like you are setting your career up for failure. Like, I think it's very clear, like, DTL is very talented and a lot of this talent is very talented, and you will get good support and management and learn the ropes quickly, or just get like the popularity and money that you're looking for. I just think that there's a lot of stuff around VAllure that I think as time goes on may prove more of a curse than a blessing to VAllure, like the high assortment of fans from VT. So that is my final take. I will say this. I've said before, I don't have anything against the talent at VAllure, and like on a personal level, I don't have anything against like DTL, Strawny, etc. Like I just have issues with the direction of the company and the decisions the company is making, but it's not like I'm a hater of the talent. Even like the folks doing the lolicon characters, like I don't like the lolicon characters. I think that's bad for like our the VTubing scene. But like even those individuals piloting those characters, being the talent there, like I don't have anything against like those human beings, like, and like I think it's clear by now there are certain talent there that I think is really attractive. Like, I like certain people there. Like I like Mercy. I think Mercy is cool, right? And I like Shibi. And I think that Strawny's very talented, right? And Azora is a fellow Vor fan, it's like that stuff is cool. But I just think that like just know what you're signing up for. And I don't recommend trans talent apply because it just seems obvious to me that like you're going to face a lot of hurdles. And I am nervous that trans talent might not get the same level of understanding or empathy that like cis talent there is. Now, I might be wrong. Maybe there's trans talent there that's stealth I didn't realize. Maybe there's trans talent coming in. I don't know. We'll see. I'm glad they at least clarified their position, but I will insist that their position is still not the best, that it is very restrictive towards trans talent, and the lack of F for F consideration is just not a good sign for a Lewdtuber agency. Lewdtubers, like VTuber fans love F for F and they love shipping of female talent. One of the most popular things VShojo would have is like collabs where like the girls would flirt with each other. And it always felt legit because like most of the VShojo talent is like kind of gay. So it's like, I just think they're setting themselves up for not so fun times is my read. If you're here or you're watching this, whether now or in the future, and you apply and you get in, I'm not going to have anything against you personally. And like, unless you're one of the lolly characters, I will happily collab with you. Just know that I have some issues with the direction of the agency, but me, I don't like to beef with other VTubers. I really believe in supporting each other, and I don't have anything personal against a sex worker trying to get her bag. So that's my spiel, and yeah, that's that.